Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and at the end I will read from the book and the Muse Tarot for the tarot portion of your reading. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That was very quick. Well, okay. So I think your spirit guides have a lot to say, and they're not mincing words. You got number 5, which in the major arcana of the tarot corresponds to the Hierophant card. That's Taurus energy. But in this deck, it's orphaned. Sorry for the glare. It's orphaned. You can see this character. She's kind of in I always imagined her to be some kind of either princess or dancer or something. She's wearing a lot of chiffon that's hanging over the edge of the rock that she's sitting on, wearing a mask, looking very forlorn. There are very few cards in this deck that portray something, an image like this. So, you know, orphaned can mean a lot of things. With regards to the Hierophant card being inferred here, Hierophant in tarot talks about structure, rules, regulations, values, codes of conduct. Can also talk about somebody who operates as a conduit between this world and the spirit world. Can be a figure or a figurehead that represents religion or spirituality. Could be a teacher or a shaman-like figure. I don't think you are that person at this time. You definitely have been. I don't think you are that person at this time. I think you're looking for that kind of person. Somebody who can provide you with a very specific kind of guidance. It's not enough anymore that, you know, maybe you have received advice from friends. Their advice is not enough anymore. You need something more profound. You need something that really gets to the heart of the matter. What I want to say to that is, how much are you allowing to come to the surface? So, for example, Spirit's showing me a very specific scenario where somebody goes in to talk to a therapist for the first time. And, you know, sometimes, and I've never been to therapy, but I have a lot of friends that have been. And some of those friends, by their own admission, think that they're smarter than the therapist, that they know better than the therapist. It's like, I know what I need to do, I'm just not doing it. But when it comes time to talk to an actual outsider, they're not forthcoming. It's kind of like, yeah, you think you're smarter than the therapist, and yet you're still trying to hide something from them. So I'm not accusing you of anything, Virgo. I'm just telling you the messages that I'm channeling right now. That it's almost like you think that you're smarter than the therapist. And that's your prerogative. That's your choice. But if you're asking for guidance and you're asking for help, and you keep finding yourself coming up against an energy like this where you feel misunderstood, well, are you seeking to be understood? And how far are you willing to be vulnerable? You know, because some people, it's not that they don't want to access you and get to know you and get to see you, but you kind of have to help people a little bit sometimes. You know, they're not mind readers, which is what I want to say. Let's get some cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. There's no past, present, future. It's just a general reading to take a temperature on what's happening in your life at this time. In a way, that's how I always read tarot. Tarot is a guide. It's just a guide. It's not a predictor. Although sometimes, you know, if we put our attention towards something, things can come true, for better or for worse. 2 more. At the end, I'll pull a card of advice from Spirit. Okay, 6 cards out on the table so far. Ooh, 2 major arcana. Again, this is not past, present, future. I'm just gonna run with it. The Muse of Emotion. Excuse me. The Muse of Emotion is right here. Okay, Spirit wants me to talk about that one first. The Muse of Emotions. This equates to the Muse, the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a Scorpio energy, and it talks about somebody who, first of all, in the tarot, the kings occupy not only a space of regality, but they're at the height of their suit. They're the most mature version or phase of the suit within the tarot. The Muse of Emotions is the Cups energy, so the feelings, compassion and love and empathy and friendship, themes that center around dedication, fidelity. By the time we get to the King, we do understand our emotions pretty well. I didn't say that you were wrong for thinking that you were smarter than the therapist, but at the same time, it's hard for you to see outside of yourself. Like, you see these 2 characters here, they're very mirrored, right? But if you start to pull back a little bit, what I'm noticing, and what I never usually have noticed, is this shape here. It looks like the head of a ram, which is usually associated with Capricorn. So you might have Capricorn placements in your chart or be dealing with one. But it also, I see these 2 triangle shapes here and what looks like a nose and a mouth. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me, but I feel the devil energy here. I feel the devil energy. It's almost like something is not allowing you to express your fullest emotional self, which might be difficult for you, Virgo. You're very, very compassionate and feeling sign. I know several Virgos, and they're all, well, I'm a Cancer, and Virgos and Cancers get along very well. Virgos are no nonsense, but they just are such loving people. And if there's something here that is preventing you from seeing something about yourself, don't you owe it to yourself to explore that a little bit? You know, because what was paired with this card on the table, and Spirit wanted me to talk about it first, is the Lovers. Number 6 of the Major Arcana, Gemini energy. And the thing about, if we see this, I've never really seen this before in the Muse of Emotions card. I've never seen the Devil, but I see it so clearly today. It's almost like I can't see anything else. And it came out with the Lovers, and the Devil usually is the one that traps the lovers. The Lovers card talking about higher level commitment can also talk about commitment to projects, commitment to things that speak to your life's blueprint, your heart space, can speak to making a decision. So it's almost like on the outside, it's all wrapped up in a pretty bow, but on the inside, you know, it's like, it's beautiful in its tragedy. Okay, when I said tragedy, Spirit gave me a song just in that moment when I said tragedy. Taylor Swift, So Long London. She's like, oh, the tragedy. So long, London. Sometimes I think I cannot hear the rest of the lyrics. I know I've listened to that song so many times, but Spirit's not giving me the rest. They just want me saying, oh, the tragedy, so long, London. When she said tragedy in that context, yes, it's very multi-layered. The thing, Taylor Swift is very multi-layered, and I know if there is a Virgo, specific Virgo watching, then it's going to resonate, but because that person is like an Uber fan. But whenever I listen to that song and I hear her say that phrasing, I think of Shakespeare, specifically Hamlet. Who was orphaned. I mean, he still had his mother, but he lost his father, right? And there was a part of him that was a mess of emotions, separated from Ophelia, which is another song of Taylor Swift. He separated himself from Ophelia, might I add. Hamlet was such a... I love the story of Hamlet, but sometimes I just kind of like want to punch him in the face, you know? Because he's so stupid. The Spirit just said the words navel gazing. Navel gazing. Like now it just feels very emo. It just feels very, you know, are we martyrs? Are we feeling sorry for ourselves? I'm not criticizing you, Virgo. I'm just, it's not an easy message. So if you don't want to hear it, I'm sorry, you don't have to hear it. Just turn it off. But for those who are looking for some answers or some guidance, this is the hard stuff that you have to look at. Are you throwing yourself a pity party, or are you feeling sorry for yourself? And do you have a good reason? You know, anytime we feel sorry for ourselves, we usually think we have a good reason. And whatever that reason is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to help yourself? Who's going to come save you, right? You have to save yourself. And sometimes it sucks because we just want some knight in shining armor to come in and do something, help something. And I just feel like this time it's gonna require you to pool all of your resources, pull from the depths of yourself. because I don't know why, but Spirit is showing me this starfish. It's like in the root chakra, right? And it's like this wave, it's coming up from the root chakra. Like you have to summon something from your very core, right? And we thinking about the Hierophant card. What are your values? Have your values changed? What are the values that you're looking for in a counterpart, in a friend, right? A relationship? Have you been living up to your own standards and values? Stop worrying about everybody else for a moment. Have you been living up to your own standards and values? That feels like a very profound question that Spirit would like to ask you. Another card here, another King, Muse of Inspiration. It's almost like you want to skip to the front of the line, or like reach out to the other side of something. Like somebody who wants to fast track, and I'm just going to use therapy because it's just the example that Spirit's giving me. It's like some people have gone to therapy their whole lives, right? And it helps them. And then some people have never gone to therapy, but they use other means, whether, substances or meditation or time in nature, whatever it is, art, music, whatever it is. When I see this card, Muse of Inspiration, King of Wands, I feel like it's like your private persona and your public persona. The private persona is very insular and a little lost and very self-aware, and yet unwilling to unpack some tough feelings at this time. The outer persona is somebody with a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration, creativity, fire. You may be somebody that is unafraid to go for the gold, because when I see these flames, I feel like an Olympic torch. You're not afraid to go for the gold. It doesn't intimidate you. You're on that path. It doesn't intimidate you. This certainly does. Page of Materials, Page of Pentacles, to clarify this card. Always, you're somebody who, even if you're going through a private pain, publicly, people see you as a risk taker, or if not a risk taker, a go-getter, somebody who's not afraid to ask questions, somebody who's not afraid to push the doors of opportunity open, somebody who is curious. This is how you are perceived. So there's a little bit of outer world, there's some inner world happening here, and they're so different. It's almost like Spirit just started singing the song, "You Could Be My Dirty Little Secret." I don't even know that song really, but I hear it. You could be my dirty little secret. If I go any higher on the register, it's much higher, like I will start coughing. And I don't know if we're talking about a person here with the Lover's card, or we're talking about just the secret that you have. It's burdensome. I feel like it's burdensome. Let me get a clarifier for this Muse of Emotions and Lover's card. Yeah, you see? It's like, Spirit does not make mistakes when I pull cards. 8 of Voices, 8 of Swords. Analysis paralysis. Trapped in your own thoughts and fears. It's an illusion, though. That's the whole point of this card, is to point out what an illusion that sense of trappedness is. Yes, you feel trapped, and it's not to say your feelings aren't valid, but part of you is perpetuating the cycle. Analysis paralysis. The overthinking card. Don't ignore it. Don't sleep on this, Virgo, because these are intense cards. They're temporary. You came because you wanted a guided message. This is a message, if ever I saw one. The Spirit recognizing this place that you've found yourself in, put yourself into. Not that I'm victim blaming or anything, but like really ask yourself, are you a victim? Maybe you are. Are you a victim, or are you making yourself into a victim? This is tough. This is tough. I don't actually feel, usually when I say something that triggers like people who might be watching, I feel that energy internally, because I feel resistance on my eardrum. I don't feel it right now, but I'm just saying that's what happens. I don't feel any resistance because because Virgos understand, like on a rational level, I guess, or a logical level, that whatever I say to you is meant with love and compassion and humility. Who hasn't been in this space? If somebody's saying to you, oh, I've never felt that way, they're liars. They're liars. Or they're lying to themselves. We've all been in this space. You just happen to be in a cycle right now that is kind of putting it in your face. Let me get one more. Let's dig a little deeper. Why the Eight of Voices? Oh my God. 10 of Inspiration, 10 of Wands. What did I tell you? This is confirmation. This is the card of burden. You could be my dirty little secret. I don't know. Do you have secrets? Maybe that's therapy would be good for that, because if it's family secrets or work secrets or friend secrets or whatever, you could tell a therapist all of it and they just have to keep it to themselves. It's a you see this? I want to show you. I don't know if you can see it, but do you see it's like a bull, right? It has it's not exactly a ram, but it has the horns. And here it is. Here it is. Although these horns go down and those horns go up, but you get my drift. It's here. This is the card of burden. The thing about the 10 of Inspiration or the 10 of Wands card is that eventually we move through, trucking along, and eventually we put some of this burden down because we can't carry it anymore. It's too heavy, it's cumbersome, and it's unnecessary. And when we're able to put all of that burden down, we revert back to the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a gift from Spirit. Inspired action, creative pursuit. That spark, that ignition of action. So these two cards are absolute clarifiers and affirmers of this message so far. That there is something that has been burdening you, that you feel on a deeply profound level, that has been difficult for you to talk about, difficult for you to even face. On the outside, you're fire. You look like everything's going your way. On the inside, your heart is so vast. Because we do have the Lover's card here. Your heart is so It's so beautiful, multi-dimensional, vast. My spirit just said the word illustrious. Illustrious. It's so beautiful. It's illustrious. And yet, it's trapped in these energies. There's some, like, a necessity here. Number 21, the World Cosmos card, the World card, for you to close out this chapter and begin something new. That something, I don't see the Death card here, but like I feel it, right? And especially Scorpio, who rules over the Death card. Scorpio showed up here. Scorpio energy is present in your reading. And so I feel like there needs to be an ending that brings a new beginning. There is a chapter of your life that needs to come to a close. And who's going to help you do it? Because you are actually not alone. 3 of emotions, 3 of cups, your soul tribe, your friendship, your friendships. Not everybody though. A fair few, but not everybody. 1 or 2 that will help you make sense of everything. What is it that we need? What chapter needs to be closed out here? The 7 of Swords, 7 of Voices. So Seven of Voices is an interesting card. It often gets a bad rap because it can sometimes be depicted in a very sneaky way. You see the foxes here. They represent a slyness or a sneakiness. And if we flip it around, just so you can see what it looks like, look at her face. It's a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde, right? Just like the outer persona and the inner persona. This sometimes, to me, can represent procrastination. It can represent, to me, being in a state of denial, trying to find the easy way out. I hear the Beatles song, Day Tripper. Got a good reason for taking the easy way out. She was a day tripper, a one-way ticket, yeah. It took me so long to find out, but I found out. I don't actually know what that song is about, but just based on that lyric, I mean, it could be a relationship that is friends with benefits. I don't know. That's just for one, maybe. But it more represents the idea of taking the easy way out. She was a day tripper, like a tripper, like tripping, like on drugs, tripping. She was a day tripper. Doesn't have to be. I'm just channeling right now. There's like options for you though, okay? So I want you to, so you see here, this doorway here and this like kind of, these circles, it reminds me of this. So it's almost like you can take this easy way out to La La Land, whatever that is, state of denial. Maybe it has nothing to do with like drugs or addiction, bad habits, whatever. And maybe, you know, or maybe it does. But there's another option, and that option is entrusting your soul tribe members to help you. It's really hard for a Virgo to ask for help. It's very hard for a Cancer to ask for help too. But man, when you ask for help and you get that help, it's like incredible. I learned that lesson this week at work. I asked 2 of my team members to help me with a gigantic project that I have to do every month. And every month I've been doing it on my own. And I thought, you know what? Not this month. I've got the help. I'm going to use the help. And because I asked for the help, I got what I need to get done in half the time. And yes, I thanked them profusely. I gave them credit, because of course you give people credit where credit is due. But what a lesson for me to just say, hey guys, I need you to help me with this. And not only did they come through, but you know, they took a lot of pride in it. It's like you empower people when you let them help you. Let's get a card of advice from Spirit. Virgo's been through enough today through this reading. Always with love and compassion, Virgo. What did I tell you? It's just temporary. From this to this. Ace of Inspiration. You're nearly there. But see how what's coming out of her third eye here? And then kind of permeating her mind and her body. These downloads, these uploads, this back and forth between Spirit and the beauty of it all. When you can just surrender, when you can ask Spirit for help. Just, you know, there's a tree that I touch every time I go to work. I walk by the same tree and I just touch it for like literally 5 seconds. I either say hello, I thank it, but the other day I came home from work and I touched that tree and I said, please just take all my worries away from me. Not to dump it on the tree, but to allow the tree to help me. And this is what I feel for you. Like, allow Spirit to help you. You may feel like you're alone. But even in this picture, you see the trees? Even in this picture, the trees are still there to help you, Spirit. Okay, let me read from the book number 5, Orphaned. This is number 5. A sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Can we talk about that? Figuring out what your values are and asking yourself, are you living up to your own values? Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. That's your reading, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.